Hello to you listening, and welcome to today's deep dive. We are so glad to have you with us.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. We've got a really great one today.
We really do. And just right off the bat, I want to mention that we are keeping things completely focused on culture, art, and travel today. We're keeping politics totally out of this one. We just want to unpack a truly fascinating stack of sources for you.
Absolutely. Pure exploration today.
Exactly. So we are looking at a local city app, a travel guide from 2026, and some official museum archives. And they are all centered on this one single place, which is Saarbrücken.
Right, Saarbrücken.
Yeah, it's this German city that sits right on the French border. And I think, normally when you think of a border, you picture this really sharp defining line.
Right, like a geographical cutoff point.
Exactly, where country A just stops and country B starts.
Yeah.
You expect the language and the architecture to just flip the second you cross that line.
Yeah, but our sources paint this completely different picture of Saarbrücken.
They really do. Like the travelers in this 2026 guide, they describe it as this, quote, slow-paced, lovely Baroque city.
Which sounds very quaint, right?
Right. But then you dig into the local app and those museum archives, and you uncover this thrilling double life.
Oh, it's wild. It's not quaint at all.
Not at all. We're talking world-class modern art, intensely high-end gastronomy, and this really gritty, highly creative, industrial underground nightlife.
Which is such a contrast to lovely and Baroque.
Right. So the core question driving our deep dive today is, at what point does a city sitting on a border stop being just a mix of two neighboring countries and become its own entirely unique brand?
And to answer that, we really have to look at the foundational DNA of the city,
Okay.
which is honestly most visible in its art. Like, you really cannot understand Saarbrücken without looking at the Saarland Museum and specifically the Modern Gallery.
Yeah, the archives position this as like one of the leading museums in southwestern Germany.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. They have a collection spanning from Impressionism all the way to contemporary pieces. But the crucial mechanism at work here is the focus on the dialogue between French and German art.
Right. The sources mention this juxtaposition between movements, like the Berlin secession or German expressionism, and then on the other side, the French École de Paris or the informal movement.
Yes, exactly.
But wait, for those of us listening who maybe don't spend our weekends in graduate-level art history seminars,
Fair enough.
what does that actually look like on the canvas? Because just throwing around terms like informal doesn't really give me a visual.
Yeah, let's totally break that down. So think of German expressionism from, the early 20th century.
Okay.
It's gritty, it's highly emotional, and sometimes it's honestly pretty aggressive.
Like aggressive how?
Well, it uses these really jagged lines and distorted perspectives, like the artists are trying to convey anxiety or raw feeling rather than just painting a pretty landscape.
Oh, okay. So it's heavy.
Very heavy. Now put that in the exact same room as the École de Paris.
Which was happening in France at the same time.
Right, around the same time. But it was this cosmopolitan bohemian movement. The French works often lean into these lyrical curves, vibrant, really harmonious colors, and a big focus on the beauty of form.
Oh, wow. So you have the raw, jagged emotional intensity of the German artists hanging right next to the vibrant, fluid lyricism of the French artists.
Exactly. And then you get to the post-war informal movement.
Right, which you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, and that one is entirely abstract. It's all about spontaneous, irrational gestures on the canvas. The word actually translates to without form.
Okay, so it's a completely different vibe.
Totally. And by placing these really contrasting philosophies right next to each other, the modern gallery isn't just, hanging pretty pictures.
Right, they're doing something more.
They are physically demonstrating the push and pull of the two cultures that built the city itself.
Okay, I see the value in that. Like a diplomatic conversation in paint.
Oh, I love that phrasing. Yes.
But, I'm looking at this from the perspective of an international traveler. If I want to see incredible French and German art, why am I coming to a regional museum in Saarbrücken instead of just going to, massive centralized institutions?
Like the Louvre.
Yeah. Or Museum Island in Berlin. Why Saarbrücken?
It's a great question, and the answer is the context.
The context.
Yeah, so in a massive capital city like Paris or Berlin, a curator who decides to put a French painting next to a German painting, they're making an artificial, curated choice.
Oh, I see.
They're essentially saying, let's compare these two distinct foreign things for educational purposes.
Right, like an exhibit on cross-cultural themes or whatever.
Exactly. But in Saarbrücken, that artistic dialogue isn't forced, it's entirely organic.
Because it's literally on the border.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The museum is just reflecting the lived reality of the people walking outside its doors. The border location means this specific blend of cultures is literally their everyday life.
Wow. So the museum is telling the story of its own geopolitical identity, not just, hosting a touring exhibition.
You nailed it.
That reframes the whole institution for me. It's like an autobiography of the city.
It really is.
But it's not just paint, either. The archives show a massive focus on photography.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The photography collection is phenomenal.
They specifically highlight the estate of a sculptor named Alexander Archipenko. And there's a major emphasis on the work of Otto Steiner.
Right. Otto Steiner is a pivotal figure here.
Who was he exactly?
He was the founder of a movement called subjective photography back in the 1950s. And his work honestly gives the modern gallery some serious avant-garde credibility.
Okay, but I'm looking at this term, subjective photography. And honestly, to me, it sounds like an oxymoron.
How so?
Well, isn't a camera just a machine designed to record objective reality? I mean, you point the lens at a building, you press a button, and you get a picture of a building.
Right.
How is Steiner making a mechanical process subjective?
It's a great pushback, but you really have to look at the historical context to get it.
Okay, set the scene for me.
So in the post-war 1950s, the dominant style was documentary photography. Very crisp, very literal, very focused on objective reality.
Like photojournalism.
Exactly. But Steiner and his contemporaries, they completely rejected that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they argued that the camera shouldn't just record the outside world. They believed it should express the inner psychological state of the photographer.
But how do you do that mechanically? Like, how do you make a camera feel sad or anxious?
Through extreme manipulation.
Oh, like in the darkroom.
Yeah, they use super high contrast, really aggressive blurring, extreme angles, and just intense darkroom experiments.
Wow, okay.
So instead of a clear photo of a building, you might get this dizzying, distorted shadow of a staircase that evokes a feeling of like vertigo or isolation.
Oh, I see. So it becomes highly emotional and abstract.
Very much so. And by anchoring Steiner's work in the modern gallery, the museum is championing art that looks inward.
Which is a pretty bold statement for a city positioned right on a physical, outward-facing border.
Exactly. That internal versus external contrast is just fascinating.
It really is. And it's especially interesting when you look at the actual building housing all of this.
The architecture.
Yeah, because the physical architecture of a modern gallery is doing the exact same blending act as the art inside.
Oh, the building is a story in its own right.
Yeah. It was designed by this St. Ingbert-based architect named Hans Schonecker, and it was built in 3 phases between 1965 and 1976.
And it's considered such a pioneering example of early Federal Republic architecture that the original structure is now an officially protected historic monument.
Wow. But they didn't just freeze it in time, right? Like, they didn't leave it trapped in the 70s.
No, not at all.
The archives detail this spectacular modern expansion that was added recently. They realized that contemporary art requires a completely different kind of space.
Right, you need different lighting, totally different scale for massive installations.
And that perfectly mirrors the city's philosophy. You have a protected historical monument seamlessly bridging into this massive modern expansion.
It's the physical manifestation of Saarbrücken, really, respecting its deep historical roots while aggressively updating itself to stay culturally relevant.
It's so cool. And hey, if you are listening to this right now and maybe plotting a visit, timing is everything.
Good point.
The sources note that you can actually get free entry to the Modern Gallery on Tuesday afternoons from 3 p.m.
Oh, nice.
and all day on the first Sunday of the month. Plus, they offer these audio-supported tours called Hören mit Herz, which translates to listening with heart.
I love that. It makes this dense academic art history highly accessible for the casual visitor.
Exactly. And once you've absorbed that cultural blend inside the museum, it naturally bleeds out into your physical experience of the city itself.
Oh, completely.
Which, according to the 2026 travel guide we're referencing, might mean stepping out into a 31-degree-Celsius summer afternoon.
That is warm.
Seriously warm for Germany. But what continually pops up in traveler reviews isn't just the heat, it's the layout of the city. People constantly praise the quote-unquote short distances.
Yes. Saarbrücken is incredibly compact and walkable.
Right. And that walkability is the literal mechanism connecting the different aspects of the city.
Because you can traverse it so easily, the contrasting elements of Saarbrücken are just constantly rubbing up against each other.
And nowhere is this more apparent than in the food scene.
Oh my goodness, the food.
The gastronomy in this city is wild. I mean, when you hear lovely Baroque city, you picture like quaint little cafes serving delicate pastries on quiet cobblestone squares.
Sure, maybe some light classical music playing.
Exactly. But when you look at the city's official restaurant guide, it reads like a geopolitical culinary map.
It really does.
It's basically a physical manifestation of that border blend we were just talking about in the museum.
How so? Like, break that down for us.
Well, on one side, you have these incredibly high-end, premium, almost intimidating culinary experiences. Places like the Gusto Premium Steakhouse or the Buffalo Steakhouse.
Right.
And this really feels like the French influence seeping over the border, this demand for absolute culinary perfection, extravagance, and just delicate precision.
And what about the German influence?
Okay, so literally right down the street you have the Klinsky Wurstwirtschaft and Gin Bar.
A sausage and gin bar?
Yes, and that is unapologetic, heavy-hearty German comfort.
I love it.
You're trading the delicate precision of a seared premium steak for the savory, fatty snap of a local bratwurst, washed down with, botanical gin.
It's a brilliant contrast, and the thing is, the city doesn't force you to choose one over the other.
Right, you can do both.
If you synthesize all the traveler reviews, people are just as excited about the artisanal scoops at Henry's Ice Manufacture.